Welcome, brothers, to today's morning Harshan. And to start, we'd like to offer greetings to our 천징 참포님께 경배 바로. And to lead us into the family pledge, I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens.
가정맹세 1. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 번향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조의 상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 천여국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Reverend Milhan. And to start us off, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Mie Lepalkin to offer the opening prayer. So Mrs. Lepalkin, please unmute yourself and offer the prayer.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Beloved Heavenly Parents, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, attending this morning devotions with all over the world, all the brothers and sisters. We are so grateful how many years of your devotions to us, all mankind. We are here now with our two mothers to try to understand more deeply how your love, your eternal, unchanging, unconditional, Johnson love we are inheriting through mothers, victorious, our two parents, victories, and also many of our brothers and sisters, and through Dr. Yong, his dedications. We are so grateful to inherit this enormous foundation as blessed couples and blessed children's first gen, second gen, and even third gen and fourth gens. We are growing. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parents. Please guide this morning together, all brothers and sisters, to receive this your beautiful, pure love. Thank you. I sincerely offer this my name. 대미 리포칸 중그룹 프레젠터로 감리스. 아주.
아주 땡큐 미의 리포켄상 감사합니다. Beautiful couple. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Lopatkin, for your opening prayer. And now, brothers and sisters, we like to take some time to appreciate the things in our lives with gratitude points and sharing with one another. So if you're prompted to join a breakout room, please click join. And if you're joining here by yourself, please take this time to reflect on your own. So let us go into our breakouts. All right. And welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing your appreciation points with one another. And to be able to share next, or first with the whole community, I'd like to invite up Pastor Luke Higuchi, to be able to share. So if you can please unmute yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. Yes, my appreciation. I currently become pastor of Atlanta, Georgia, and my grateful things is Pastor Levi to lay the foundation here. Devoted, invested 2.5 years. Really, he changed, renovated, and his passion to create a good foundation. And then he unfortunately is because of health reason he retired it, and but he had lots of good foundation here in Georgia. I really appreciate and grateful to receive and then standing on his foundation I can do many things. And then also I want to really grateful to member who participating in this morning devotion, and the listening morning devotion is very different. It's a spiritual foundation. I feel this strong foundation that I can rely on. This all those people work together, and definitely we can bring the Georgia is next, bring up to next level with those brothers and sisters. And also, if member who don't listen or participating this morning devotion, I really encouraging now, and to my goal is all individual member could join this Zoom meeting. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. Look, hi, Gucci, I miss you. Look, hi, Gucci. Look, high level. Look,
Thank
hi,
you.
Gucci. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. I miss you too. Please come back.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pastor Luke, for your wonderful sharing. And to share next, I'd like to call on Miss Rebecca Calix. So Rebecca, if you can please unmute yourself and share.
Good morning.
Oh, our beautiful girl, Rebecca, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Dr. Young?
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm grateful for God and your parents and my family. Yesterday was my birthday.
Wow, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Rebecca.
It was a rough day, not gonna lie. I ended up in the ER yesterday because of an inner ear problem that I've been having, and I was sad because I wasn't able to be with my kindergartners, my little students, because they were so cute. They were making me little birthday wishes, and I wasn't able to like share that with them. So I was in the ER and I was sad, but then I remembered what Dr. Young said on the 9th, the day before. Don't worry when you're faced with a trial. Be grateful for that ordeal, because that means that there's a bigger light at the end of the tunnel. Because then it's the shorter the indemnity process. And then I started counting my blessings. And one of the main ones was I was born on my parents' spiritual birthday. So yesterday was their 30th spiritual birthday. And so I was born 5 years after they joined. And that's something that's very special to me, because I share that bond with them, and I share that love of true parents and God with them. And my brother texted me, he's like, happy birthday. And I told him the situation. And I was like, but you got to count your blessings. And then he goes, too blessed to be stressed. And I just laughed because my little brother always has a way with that. And then we were just talking and just having a fun time. So he was able to take the stress out of the situation. So I'm grateful for God and your parents and my family, because without them, I wouldn't be able to get through in a deal like that.
Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. I love your singing. God loves you. True parents loves you. I love you so much. Thank you. God bless you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca, for your sharing and also happy belated birthday. And thank you, brothers and sisters, for taking this time to share your appreciation points. And now we like to prepare our hearts and our minds to receive the internal guidance from our Continental Director, Dr. Chunshik Yong. So welcome, Dr. Yong.
안녕하세요. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters, clergy and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까? I am still in Hawaii, and today I go to Kona Island. I still wear the Hawaiian t-shirts. I become Hawaiian. So here, very, very lovely weather. I hope, my dear brothers and sisters, someday you come in here and enjoy with your family together in Hawaii. Yesterday, we had a beautiful breakfast meeting at the Honolulu Church Center with Jeff and Keiko Nakama, Hawaii state leader, and the main members. And then we gather at the holy ground with the members and pray together. It was a group photo. So many brothers and sisters joined together. We had a lunch meeting with Bob McDermott and his wife, Hawaii current State House of Representatives. So we had a really beautiful discussion together. It was a very, very good time. He's a couple, a righteous guy, you know. And then we had a meeting with the second generation and some first generation at the Honolulu Church Center. Especially, I gave one internal guidance to our second generation brothers and sisters. It was a really, really good time. Got a photo with our second generation. Today, I'd like to speak with the title, The Land of Death is a Land of Life, and the land of life is the heavenly land, from the contents of True Mother's memoir. So please, our Heavenly Honey, read.
The 40-day course began in Cambodia. On November 19, 2019, at the personal invitation of Prime Minister Hun Sen, which I gladly accepted, I flew into Phnom Penh. The Asia Pacific Summit was the first event that the government of Cambodia had ever co-hosted with a non-governmental organization. It was held in Phnom Penh at his office, which is known as the Peace Palace. At a reception prior to the summit's opening, he gathered the participating world leaders. The Prime Minister spoke about the importance of the Asia-Pacific Summit, the necessity for harmony and cooperation among Asian nations, and the effort he had made to help develop Cambodia. I then spoke about the significance of this event. The purpose of this summit, I said, is to share that God, the Creator, from whom we have been separated due to the human fall, is humanity's heavenly parent. Our future is full of hope, since we are holding the Asia-Pacific Summit under God's guidance.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. The Asia Pacific Summit was the first event that the government of Cambodia had ever co-hosted with the non-governmental organization. It was held in Phnom Penh and his office, which is known as the Peace Palace. I was there. I'm the one who main guy to organizing this Asia Pacific Summit in Cambodia. This Asia Pacific Summit Cambodia conference was well known for the scale and content of the event as Asia headquarters directly hosted it. My staff and I done truly miraculous job. It was a miracle that this conference was held in Cambodia. In short, True Mother is the one who makes miracles wherever she goes. It was a really unforgettable memory, and even True Mother was so happy at the time. Continue.
The participants expressed their support for the goals of the summit and applauded the Cambodian government's groundbreaking initiative and cooperation with UPF. Prime Minister Hun also voiced support for my Asia-Pacific Union initiative as a path of cooperation that would lead to peace in Asia. Following our meeting, he escorted me into the main auditorium and the Asia-Pacific Summit began. More than 800 representatives from 46 nations, including several heads of state, were present. I spoke to them about our role in helping bring heaven's providence to fruition and about the coming era of the Pacific civilization, the final point of settlement in heaven's providence. I stated that the Pacific civilization will be one of true love, characterized by attendance to God as the heavenly parent. In the presence of several current and former heads of state and ambassadors, His Excellency expressed support for the vision of regional peace anchored in the Asia-Pacific Union initiative I had proposed. Jesus said that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. This sentiment could be felt as these delegates, though far from Jesus' homeland, signed the Phnom Penh Declaration and expressed active support for the vision of an Asia-Pacific Union. So much was accomplished for the providence. It seemed as if 1,000 years had condensed into that one day. I felt that Heavenly Parent and True Father must have been very pleased with the outcome of the summit.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. Today, I'd like to introduce a True Mother speech at the 2019 Asia Pacific Summit in Cambodia, Phnom Penh, Peace Palace, November 19, 2019. Please, Heavenly Honey.
True Mother's speech at the 2019 Asia Pacific Summit in Cambodia, Phnom Penh, Peace Palace, November 19, 2019. Human beings need to change. They must understand the true essence. When they come to clearly understand and realize that Heavenly Parent is their ultimate parent, no longer will human-centered systems cause problems. We cannot say that all the institutions established for the sake of peace until now have been successful. However, you should know that this moment could happen only based on your wise Prime Minister Hun Sen's determination, through which the Pacific Asia Union is standing with True Mother, God's only daughter, in Cambodia. In this moment, we can feel gratitude and glory toward heaven and great hope for humankind.
Thank you. True Mother here talking about they must understand the true essence when they come to clearly understand and realize that Heavenly Parents is their ultimate parents. No longer will human-centered system cause problems. This is a mother talking about the fundamental truths, the relationship, parents and child, between Heavenly Parents and us. If we know this point very, very clearly, which is a fundamental truth, we can settle down any kind of the problems. Human-centered systems, we completely, rearrange, we can settle down. Continue.
There is no greater means than the parent-child relationship on the path to becoming one. Until now, fallen humankind did not know God, their heavenly parent, and a state of confusion prevailed. However, from now on, humankind must seek heavenly parent, and each must become a filial son or daughter to that parent. This is the only way to realize the peaceful kingdom of heaven on earth that humankind has been longing for. Please know that you, the Pacific Asia Union, are riding a Chanukuk wave as you lead the way for the world to become one by fulfilling the leading responsibility.
Thank you, Heavenly Hanim. The era of the Asia Pacific Union has arrived officially. As you know, when through our father founded the Island Nation Federation, he said that Hawaii acts as a gate in the Asia Pacific era. The providence of the first Israel blossomed, centered on United States representing the second Israel. And again, the providence of second Israel centered on United States should bear fruit in Korea, the third Israel centering on Asia Pacific region. True parents said, he declared that Hawaii would be the gate that connects the second Israel and the third Israel, declaring the arrival of the Pacific Rim era in Hawaii. Now we can see that the Asia Pacific Union era is unfolding in earnest, centering on True Mother. As we complete our 50-state tour in the United States today, I think it is very meaningful to remind us again of True Mother's word about the Asia Pacific Union era in Hawaii. My brothers and sisters, the era of the Asia Pacific Union has arrived officially. So really, now is really centering on the era of the Asia Pacific Union. And just I heard that the day before yesterday, just I arrived in Hawaii, I got the news that Hiroshi Matsuzaki and 37 couple, he just passed away. And I pray for him. And he's the one of the main guy, the Island Nation Federation for World Peace. Yeah. So let's pray for him. It is really meaningful since I arrived in Hawaii and he passed away. And we are again study about the era of the Asia Pacific Union. Everything is really meaningful here. Our principle today, living divine principle, centering on principal cause for the inactivity and weakness of today's religions. Heavenly Honey, please read.
The reason that religious people have been unable to accomplish their mission. What is the reason that religious people, though earnestly searching for internal truth, have been unable to accomplish their God-given mission? Just as people attain perfection of character only when the mind and body are fully united, the two worlds of essence and phenomena must join in perfect harmony before the ideal world can be realized. Spiritual joy is incomplete without genuine physical happiness. Religions have made strenuous efforts to deny life in this world in their quest for the life eternal. They have despised the pleasures of the body for the sake of spiritual bliss. Yet, however hard they may try, people cannot cut themselves off from the reality of this world or annihilate the desire for physical pleasures, which follows them like a shadow and cannot be shaken off. This world and its desires tenaciously grab hold of religious people, driving them into the depth of agony. Such is the contradiction which plagues their devotional lives. Even many enlightened spiritual leaders, still torn by this contradiction, have met a sad end. Herein is a principal cause for the inactivity and weakness of today's religions. They have not overcome this self-contradiction. In step with the progress of science, the human intellect has become highly sophisticated, requiring a scientific approach to understanding reality. The traditional doctrines of religions, on the other hand, are largely devoid of scientific explanations. The ultimate purpose of religion can be attained only when one first believes in it one's heart and then puts it into practice. However, without first understanding, beliefs do not take hold. Understanding is the starting point for knowledge. Today, however, people will not accept what is not demonstrable by the logic of science. Accordingly, since religions are now unable to guide people even to the level of understanding, much less to belief, they are unable to fulfill their purpose. Even internal truth demands logical and convincing explanations. Indeed, throughout the long course of history, religions have been moving toward the point when their teachings could be elucidated scientifically.
Yes, thank you, Heavenly Honey. Let's study more based upon this EDP content. Let's study Father's word. Please.
History is headed towards an age of science. History is headed towards an age of science, an age of scientific development, pursuing the origin, researching the origin of species, and grasping the fundamentals of everything that has come. Thus, religion too has to walk in pace with this. There, the religion with a subjective view which can prove the existence of God, explain the contents of creation, and the world must appear. However, because such a religion does not exist, God has to prepare such a religion for as long as he lives.
Thank you. There are many people who insist that people of the many religions, including Christianity, believe in God unconditionally, or rather than trying to understand and know the existence of God. Since we have entered the age of science these days, the proof of God has come to an age in which we have to prove it logically, scientifically, and empirically. Very important, otherwise you cannot convince the young people these days. So not just only say, believe in God. We need to explain logically, scientifically, and artistically, and everybody clearly understand the existence of God. And then many people can follow. Okay, and then please read.
Unification principle is scientific. Unless a religious person comes forward with a logic that offers a clear scientific explanation of cause, process, and result, the religious world cannot be saved. The divine principle of the Unification Church has such logic. In this 20th century era, we boast about our cutting-edge science. We pursue the formal logic of development, but there is no place other than the Unification Church where we verify the existence of God with a religious theory developed through formal processes.
Therefore, we should study principle thoroughly and unification thought as well. The order of restoration, always I'm talking about the order of restoration stuff from external to internal and from internal to more internal, right? And even we look at the providence of centered on science and religion, first, the world of science develops and internally, and it is connected with the world of religion, and finally, it is connected with the world of the heart. In proving God, we first develop from the principle of science to the principle of spirit, from the principle of spirit to principle of the inner heart. In the restoration centered on religion, first the religion of science is internally connected with the religion of the soul, and the religion of the soul is connected with the religion of the heart. Finally, everything needs to connect to God's heart. You know, that's why we need to remind always, final conclusion is the heart. The order of restoration always start from external environment and become more and become internal. That internal condition become more internal. That's why finally any religion, any kind of the subject, religion, the science and philosophy or art, whatever, finally need to connect to God's heart. That is the order of restoration. So please read Father's word.
An age where the spirit world can be scientifically proven. The reason I told that special team to carry out a research project is because science is now highly advanced. I asked them to do research on the frequency that enables contact with the spirit world. The motions in the spirit world are all made up of vibrations. I instructed them to research this because we have entered an age where the existence of the spirit world can be scientifically proven. When we enter the age where the unknown spirit world can be rationally understood, the age of religion will be brought to an end. It would be an age where humankind would believe in God, even if they were told not to. This is a great task.
Wow, amazing, our true Father's guidance. Father said, is, even True Mother very often mentioned, now is getting closer and closer to the spiritual world, right? It is becoming a world that transcends time and space. You know, because of COVID-19, we utilize more internet through the Zoom call, right? Just within few seconds, we can connect to anyone beyond space and time. In spiritual world, there is no space. There is no beyond space and time. When I miss someone and immediately appear, does not matter space, does not matter about the time. So now it's more and more closer to spiritual world, beyond time and space. Even though I am in Hawaii, I can connect to all brothers and sisters, in the world. So you look at that, how much the science is really developing and so much. Father said, now is the age in which mankind can believe in God, even if they do not believe in God. Do not think that achieving 천일국 is very, very still far away. Do not think that way, Father said. If there is a certain expectation and foundation, God may cause some kind of the work through science to save all mankind in an instant, immediately. This kind of era has come. If we really show the proof through the science, spiritual world does exist, God does exist, no one can deny it, then, who do not follow God, who do not believe in spiritual world. I truly believe that the age of psychic science, kind of the spiritual science, is advancing, and that no one can deny the existence of God is coming very, very soon. Because our true parents already laid the foundation. Already the era of the indemnity is completely over now. That's why when we have a certain expectation and then foundation and creating unity and then scientific about the development and then all kind of the skill develop more and more, just as our father said, do not know what will happen. The emotions in spiritual world are all made up of vibrations. That's why Father said, I instructed them to research this because we have entered an age where the existence of the spiritual world can be scientifically proven. Amazing time has come already, my brothers and sisters. Today's youth ministry also very important. I'm going to continuously talk from the yesterday lesson learned through Noah's family. Actually, the Lord's Prayer was meant to fulfill in Noah's family. The Lord's Prayer, Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 to 10, saying that this then is how you should pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Wow, this Jesus' prayer is not just only pray at once. His prayer is really connect to God's providence all the time. God's blueprint, God's dream, in Adam's family, in Noah's family, Abraham's family, and even Jesus' time, all his dream connected. That's why we can learn something through Noah's family. What's the real meaning of in the Lord's Prayer? Jesus said, our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. What does hallowed means? Very much sacred, very much holy. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name means that when children become holy, the Father also become holy. This means that the Father's will come true on earth. Therefore, God's purpose of creation and my life purpose is to become a holy man and woman, and a holy couple and holy parents. When I become holy man, holy boy and holy girl, holy husband and holy wife, holy parents, then God's will can be accomplished. Then our Heavenly Father also becomes holy. Even though God is very much holy, but his object partner, his children, now they become holy, still dirty, and going around, hanging around under the realm of the Satan. How can say God's will completed? That's why who make God perfect? Who make God become holy? Not God himself. It's up to object partner. You are unfilial son and daughter. We call that father and mother. You are unfilial sons and daughters of father. Wow. This is very important. That's why Jesus said, our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Not in spiritual world, on the earth. Depending on the level of the object partner, the level of subject partner also varies. When I become holy, God becomes holy as well. Therefore, God's will be completed only when God's ideal is achieved on this earth. God wanted Noah's family to be the center of the holy family and to realize the holy heaven on earth. I think many religious people, including Christian people, do not know the real meaning what Jesus is talking about. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. What does it mean? As it is in heaven, that was God's blueprint. God's blueprint already clear. God's blueprint, God's purpose of creation, God's ideal is very clear. Even though he has his ideal blueprint and then his vision should be realized on earth, not in heaven. It is in heaven means in God's heart already completed. His vision, his blueprint already completed. That's why his vision, his ideal should be done on earth. Very important point. Many people misunderstood that. Your will be done on earth and it is in heaven means that heaven's vision and ideal of creation must be built on earth. This means that we must first build heaven on earth, not go to a heaven that is already realized. That is the reason when Jesus passed away, before passing away, he passed the key of the kingdom of heaven to Peter. What does it mean? Why he passed the key of the kingdom of heaven, his main disciple, Peter? Because Jesus said, your will be done on earth, not in heaven. First need to accomplish. God's vision need to accomplish on earth, not in heaven first. Wow, this is a really incredible guidance by Jesus. Until now, faith was the thought that Father's will was fulfilled in heaven. Existing faith believe in having good faith and going to the heaven, even if the devil's world continue to exist. However, heaven is only realized when the will is fulfilled on earth. That's why to build kingdom of heaven on earth first. That's why Jesus saying very clearly, you bind on earth, you will be bind on in heaven. This is the important point here from now on. If we believers have known that heaven's providence is to be realized on this earth, we would not focus on the church buildings or external growth, but on nurturing people. In the future, it is necessary to instill a philosophy of living for the sake of others with a focus on raising filial sons and daughters in front of heaven. Many religious people say, earthly world just only temporary world. No matter how much you suffer, but I believe in God, I sure can enter the kingdom of heaven. This is a completely different theory from Jesus' point of view, from true parents' point of view, completely different. Because of that kind of the wrong understanding of the Jesus word, Jesus theory, true parents theory, many people misunderstand. This world just only temporarily, just for the time being. That's why they do not focus on earthly world. They more focus on kingdom of heaven in spiritual world than in the problems. If we knew we need to build kingdom of heaven on earth, then how to build kingdom of heaven on earth? Then where to focus? Need to focus on each one of the human beings, nurturing people. How can become the man of the kingdom of heaven? Not focus on building, not focus on external environment. If we know build kingdom of heaven on earth first, then everybody will focus on nurturing people's heart. How can I become man of the kingdom of heaven? How can I become filial sons and daughters in front of heaven? Wow, I really thank our true parents. Where should I settle down? If we settle down in spiritual world, then already God's providence is over. Then why we need earthly world? Why? Why do we need earthly world? What is the reason? Why Jesus need to come again? Why? Because need to fulfill on the earth first. This is a very important point. Why Christian people waiting for Jesus? For what reason? To build a kingdom of heaven on earth. Not just only welcome Jesus. Even though we welcome Jesus, I did not become the man of the kingdom of heaven. Nothing dealing with the kingdom of heaven. Nothing dealing with Jesus. Nothing dealing with the second coming. Nothing dealing with the kingdom of heaven. If you focus on going to the heaven after dying, it is easy to neglect reality and focus on individual centered on salvation. Just only focus on individual salvation. I believe in Jesus. I go to the kingdom of heaven. That's fine. No need to focus. How about what the Unification Church is teaching? Need to build kingdom of heaven together. Centering on family, centering on tribe, centering on nation. I need to work together, centering on togetherism. Completely different concept from existing religion and Unification Church about theory, completely different. To enter kingdom of heaven, you must first become a man of the kingdom of heaven. The Unification Church is not a place where people are prepared to enter heaven, but a place that produces people who will make heaven. Therefore, I must first become a person of heaven. Then need to focus on nurturing people, nurturing brothers and sisters. How can I become the man of the kingdom of heaven? How can I become individual perfection? How to establish an ideal family? How to establish an ideal tribe? How to work together? How to love each other? Wow. Where should we focus? No need to build kingdom of heaven on earth. Why God is suffering? Why central figures sacrifice so much? Why Jesus need to pass away? And why Jesus promised to come again? For what reason? We never established kingdom of heaven on earth. Then Jesus no need to come again. Wow, divine principle is too clear. To block Satan, the whole nation must have respect for each other. You have to infuse the heart of the longing for God. Then how do you infuse a longing heart? Others should become the indebted to you artistically. Show one example of the life of giving and giving and giving and giving invest and invest and invest, sacrifice each other. If you keep giving and sacrificing, investing, your faith will develop a heart of longing for heaven and your object. My brothers and sisters, Bible said you need to become perfect being as God is a perfect being. I have to become holy temple. I have to become holy sons and daughters. That is individual salvation. That is the first blessing. What's the second blessing? Not in heaven, on earth. Ideal parents, ideal couple, ideal siblings, ideal children in the family. This is the second blessing. Already very clear in Genesis, in the Bible. God's dream is not vague. God's vision is not vague. His dream, his wishes, his vision should be realized on the earth, not in heaven. Oh, let's go to kingdom of heaven. Let's go to kingdom of heaven. This earthly world just only living temporarily. Okay, nothing. Our main purpose is how to enter the kingdom of heaven. Oh my goodness. That's why focus on individual salvation is really terrible. We need to focus how to nurture my heart, how to nurture your heart, how to nurture children's heart, how to resemble God, how to resemble God's holiness, and then I become holy. If you want to raise a child as a filial child, parents should refrain from the alcohol, smoking, drugs, and pornography for their children and live only because of their children. Then parents will have an obedient child. If we show the model, no chapter 2 problem, no drugs problem, you're free from the smoking and alcohol and drugs and sexual immorality, and really have dignity and become holy man and become holy woman as a holy couple, as a holy parent in front of children. Children automatically obey to you. How can I become holy man? How can I become holy woman? Huh? My brothers and sisters. That's why Jesus said, our Father who are in heaven, hallowed be thy name. The kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Wow. Jesus is his declaration is very, very clear. But many people misunderstood Jesus. In addition, what Unification Church members should do is create a climate, the finding victimized people, comfort them, respect them, and love each other. Then Satan disappears. Of course, it is difficult to put it into practice, but heaven will walk if there is someone who practices with tears. Heaven is never indifferent. We need to have that kind of culture of heart, loving each other, respect each other, caring each other. Those who have a miserable situation, we find them, talk to them, comfort them, helping each other, and respect God, and then respect my spouse as I respect God. I need to respect children like I respect God. If we create that kind of family, that kind of individual, that kind of tribe, that kind of nation, my brothers and sisters, that is establishing God's kingdom of heaven on earth. We learned today many things through Noah's family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yong, for all this incredible message and guidance, all for the sake of each and every one of us to become filial sons and daughters of our heavenly parents. So with that, brothers and sisters, let us take this time to really reflect and share with each other our insights and any takeaways that we may have in our breakout rooms. And if you are joining here by yourself, please take this time to reflect on your own. So let us go into our breakouts. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing with each other your incredible insights and takeaways from Dr. Yong's message. And to share with everybody, I'd like to first invite up the Gavin couple, Jim and Goodrun Gavin. See if you can please unmute.
All right, good morning. Good morning, Dr. Yong. Good morning.
Hey, 안녕하세요, Jim and Gurran, Kevin. Thank you.
Yeah, you look so Hawaii-like this morning.
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
Hawaii now.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. But we're so grateful to be able to come to morning devotion and learn about the devotion of True Mother, learn about the devotion of True Father, and learn about God's devotion to us. How much God and true parents are longing for us to really become His sons and daughters, and to have that kind of a heart toward our spiritual children. Right now, we're going through 40-day separation, 3-day ceremony with one couple. So we're reading with them every day and really investing in them and beginning to bring them into a deeper relationship with God and true parents. And I think that was the missing thing from ACLC all these years, is to really get people connected to God's heart and true parents' heart through the 43-day program that you are emphasizing at this time. So it's spiritually, we're bringing people back to our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, to really get them into that holiness of God. And I want to thank you, Dr. Yong, for bringing us on this course of realization. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, Jim, and then Gurran.
Yes, I really appreciate this topic of Noah, and then today you brought the Lord's Prayer into. God really expressed in the way in the Bible so much His ideal. You know, even after the flood happened and Noah made a new beginning and God blessed them, and to be fruitful and multiply, to really have the hope to have a new beginning with Noah.
Yeah, right. New heaven, new earth.
Yeah, so deeply expressed, and then in the Lord's Prayer. So God's blueprint is always expressed throughout the ages, but through your explanation, it takes on a different form, and we can realize at this time. It's really a blessed time to be alive today. Thank you.
Wow, right. So we need to have a good run, always running. Thank you so much, Jim, and good run. God bless you. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you so much to the Gavin couple for your wonderful sharing. And to share next, I'd like to invite up Reverend Sebastian Huemer. So Reverend Huemer, if you can please unmute yourself.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Sebastian.
Dr. Yong.
Sebastian.
Dr. Yong. Wow. I was with Milhan and with Irene Kuni Sasao, Rini. And I remember Rini, she always cried when she was sending her children off to the nursing Jacob House in off about an hour away from the New Yorker. She was standing in front of the building, and then she just cried and cried, sending off her kids. So I just really love Irene. She's like a mother of tears, an American sister of tears. And also, I really appreciate you mentioning the special group that Father charged to find a way to create scientific proof for God through the work of figuring out how the vibrations in the spirit world and on the earth to connect through mediums. And I'm so grateful for Peter Nordquist, who is up here in upstate New York, who is working on that project of making a spirit world machine. So it's a very, very difficult job. So I'm asking all the brothers and sisters, please pray for him and for all the brothers in that group. They are dealing with a very dangerous job. So anyway, I'm so grateful for Dr. Yong for finishing the 50 days, 50 states tour. Wow, it's just amazing. And I hope you have a little vacation, Dr. Yong, in Hawaii. You really deserve a vacation. You know, the Unification Church nickname is You Need a Vacation Church.
Oh my God. I see. Wow, that makes sense. It makes sense. But for me, I just seeing my brothers and sisters every morning, and then any stress it just gone away. My happiness is to see you, and then now is the mother coming soon after mother visiting here and end of the December, and then I already have a plan to spend time with my family in Australia. Thank you so much. 감사합니다.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Huimer. And yeah, Dr. Yong, congratulations on completing your 50-state tour. We will miss you wearing your Hawaiian shirt to commemorate this incredible victory. But of course, we'd love to have you be able to move around all across America again, visiting all of us once again.
So tomorrow the one more the holy ground the prayer condition in Kona, then going to complete. Thank you.
Nice, wonderful, and I hope you'll have an amazing time at that holy ground. And so, brothers and sisters, thank you for sharing your incredible insights and takeaways from the incredible message we received. And we want to continue to share this with brothers and sisters from all across the world. As Dr. Yong mentioned, we need to build the kingdom. And in order for that to happen, more and more people need to receive God's words. So whether it be Facebook, Zoom, YouTube, whichever platform, please share them the link edu.familyfed.org so they can get connected to Morning Heart Devotion. And also, if you can turn your attention towards the chat, we will be posting up the link to the donation page so that you'll be able to offer any kind of donation out of your heart of gratitude to support Morning Heart Devotion. And so thank you so much, brothers and sisters. And we will now receive a musical offering. And to offer this music, we will be welcoming up Miss Diane and Mr. Ilya Hack. So Diane and Ilya, please unmute and share.
Oh, really?
Everyone.
Really, Diane? Oh, Diane! Wow, Mr. Diane. I hug you. Oh my God.
Feels
like it's been a while.
It's been a while. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Everybody. So we have a background as just really making it fun. But our song for today will be
Reckless
Love, and it's basically just explaining how much God loves us recklessly. Like no matter what, He's always good to us. No matter what we do, God has always been kind to us, and He loves us no matter what we do. So we hope you enjoy it. We don't have the piano for today, but yeah.
Well, something close.
Okay. Oh, I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me.
Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. I know the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. I know the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah. When I was your fault, still your love fought for me. Oh, you have been so, so good to me. When I found no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God, yeah. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, there's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. No, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow,
It was a bit rough, but thank
beautiful song is Diane and Ilya. Thank you so much, Diane. You are doing the role of MC. You are doing the role of the singer. You are doing the role of the model couple. You are doing everything. Thank you so much. Your couple 감사합니다.
Yes, thank you so much, Diane and Ilya, for that wonderful performance. Diane, thank you for doing everything. And Ilya, thank you for supporting her to be able to do everything. And so with that, brothers and sisters, to close out this incredible morning heart devotion experience in prayer, I'd like to call on Mr. Sheldon Williams to please offer the closing prayer.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sheldon, we can hear you.
Okay, please join me in prayer. Good morning, Heavenly Father and true parents. I thank you for this wonderful morning from Dr. Young, inspiring us and teaching us that without the mind and body being on one condition and one aim, there will be confusion, and with confusion you cannot enter, Lord. You cannot be with us to teach us and guide us. So we need to make that condition for you to enter in our lives so we can accomplish our mission, which is helping building heaven on earth. I thank you for Dr. Young teaching once more. I thank you for Heavenly Hani's wonderful voice dedicated to your words, Lord. I thank you for my family. Thank you for everyone on morning devotion participating in your words, in your teaching, so we all can come together as one in unity and accomplish that mission. Lord, I pray for protection over every single one in this morning devotion. I love them all because they all have such beautiful hearts. And I love that, Lord. It inspires me to be a better person. I pray you be with us all. Help us to do the right thing. Help us to overcome trials. When the devil is trying to attack us, Lord, I pray you be by our side to help us to get out of such situation in the correct way, Lord. I pray you help us to see things from your point of view, Lord, so we can be a failure child, which is our accomplishment, Lord. I thank you for this morning once more. I love you, Heavenly Father. Thank you for Jesus dying on the cross for us. I thank you for heaven, which is there for my ancestors who are past, Lord, taking care of them in somewhere better, in a better place, Lord. I love you, Lord, and I end this prayer in my name, Sheldon Williams.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sheldon Williams, for your beautiful prayer. 감사합니다. God loves you. I love you so much. Thank you, Sheldon Williams.
Thank you, Sheldon, for your wonderful prayer to close us out. And with that, brothers and sisters, thank you for joining and participating today's Morning Heart Devotion. We're so happy to see you each and every single day, and we hope that you'll have a great and victorious day later today. And Dr. Yong, have a wonderful day as well.
Bye.
See you tomorrow, everyone.
Have a nice day, my brothers and sisters.
Bye.
God bless everybody.
Guys, Dr. Young, goodbye.